You've heard their name, you may have even tasted their coffee, but have you been to Little Waves Roastery? Come on, let's go. RoasterKat here with Areli, the co-founder and owner of Little Waves Coffee here in Durham, North Carolina. And we're going to do a roastery tour. So, hi.
Hi. Welcome.
Thanks so much. Yeah, let's take us around.
All right, so welcome to the first part. This is where we store all of our green coffee. We also have them in bins, so it's easy for us to scoop out.
Do you take? Do you unload bags into like bins every single bag?
Not actually. Yes, except for maybe one. It depends on like the volume of how we use them. But for most of our our blenders, we have big bins for those so that we don't have to constantly be binning. And for like our single origin, smaller lots, we have smaller bins. But yes, we have lots of bins in the way. We have a pallet stacker that has been so helpful. The pallet rack only came during the pandemic, 2020, before everything was like on the floor on both sides of the roaster. So yes, this has been so helpful. We also have a garage door, and this is where we receive our green coffee. So the truck will like pull up out front. We get our forklift from outside and drive it into this little bay, and then use our pallet stacker to bring it into the roastery.
So you have a forklift and a pallet stacker, but forklift stays outside?
Yeah, because it's gas. And then we also have a little lift that we use for when we need to move bags. So this is like remote controlled, and this comes down, and we can like put it around a bag, and it like lifts it up for us.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Our bodies are our bread and butter, so we gotta keep them healthy and sustainable. So come this way. We have a little bit of merch here, and up on our upper cabinets.
Merch storage.
This is all of our green coffee exists on this side, and then our roasted coffee exists on this side.
And separation. Smart.
And this is mostly like coffees that we blend with, so they stay on this side of the roaster. Whereas as we move this way, we've got some sunshine. We have a Loring Falcon 15. So it's a 15 kilo. The biggest batch we do is 33 pounds. And that's for our blenders. Smallest batch we do is 7 pounds.
Oh, 7. I think the smallest I've done on this size Loring is 10. So.
A 10.
Yeah.
Nice. 7 is good. You end up with like sometimes 5, sometimes 6.
Yeah.
Depending on the development.
And what made you choose a Loring? Have you had a Loring the whole time?
We've had a Loring the whole time. We chose this one because of its like energy efficient aspects. And before we purchased it, we bought coffee from different roasters that used it and wanted to see like the dynamics and like the range that you could get out of it. And we were happy with what we tasted, so we went with it. Yeah, we're happy with it. This is also a new addition. We didn't start off with this guy. This has been helpful. We don't really roll it around though. We bring everything to it as we have all of our bins are on wheels.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. We do have a tiny space so that, we have like a little alley essentially. And so because of that, we have a roaster who roasts all of our coffee for the day and also will sometimes pivot and do all of the packing of the shipments. And then over here we have our packing station. We do have a Sovda mini fill. It's currently down. And so hence we have the Orions. That was like the OG style.
Did you have these before and then you got the Sovda?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely much faster and so much better for our bodies. Well, except for the fact that we climb up a ladder to dump the beans in there, but I'm working on getting a vacuum
sort of
lift.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's currently down. So we've been going back to the roots. And then our band sealer here. We used to have a foot pedal here. We moved it over there for when we did stand art. We had different stations.
Yeah, you guys just did a big, huge operation.
Yes.
Getting a bunch of bags out for stand art.
Yes, 11,000 bags. And then we have more roasted coffee here, and that's Areli.
Hello.
And this is more of like our single origin lots that the packer will get, that we don't need any of these coffees for like blending. So it's easier for them to have them closer. And then we put all of our bags here, and then the packer is here. So we have bag packer, and then we have shipment packers.
So do you, like, how many people are in this space on a daily basis?
So today it was just me and Pin. So it depends on the day. On a Monday, we have about 3 people with like a floating person. 3 people being like somebody's focused on roasting and blending, another person's like just focused on the shipping part, and another person's focused on packing. And then we just like kind of help each other out as needed. And the floating person is like focusing on getting things together for the next day. We don't currently have like roaster tools or anything like that, so we create our sheet like manually. So we go from like Shopify to see what orders are coming in, and then we put it into an Excel sheet to create something like this. That helps us like double check ourselves in terms of like what orders we're fulfilling. This also, like the Excel sheet that we created, also helps us like know how many of which coffees we have to pack. So that also lets us know how much coffee we have to roast of that coffee.
So you roast to order kind of based on the like orders coming in. And then you have a number of cafes. So do your cafes order coffee as well? Like do the cafe managers order coffee?
Exactly.
Nice.
And we have it so that like we're fulfilling their orders like on a specific day of the week. So that makes our week a little bit more manageable.
A little more predictable.
Cocoa Cinnamon is our biggest wholesale.
I mean, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you said you keep kind of like single origins over here and more like blenders over here. And you said you do post-roast blending?
Yes. Yeah. So again, like all of these coffees that are on this side are to create like our Amor Prohibido, our Jaguar. We did like a little collab with Reina Tropical. If you haven't heard of Reina Tropical, please Spotify them.
A good coffee playlist.
Yes, actually, very good. But yeah, we have a lot of our blending coffees on this side, and then also some of our test batches kind of live over here too.
Nice. And do you mix in the cooling tray, or do you have a external mixer?
Yeah, we use our cooling tray, and then in the new roastery, we're gonna have like food grade cement style blenders. I'm excited for that.
I had one of those at a place I worked at, and it was a lot nicer because then you can blend while you're still roasting. You don't have to wait till the end of the day or just try and get
There's
it
always
through
that
to a new batch.
like how big the blending batch is, and then like you're like towards the end of your roast, and you're like
you're like, get out of there.
We also print our own labels. So we have an LX 3000, I think, Primera. But we also have like purchased like already pre-made for like the blenders that we like are constantly doing So it's cheaper this way because these are like the ones that were getting ordered
mass
more.
produced.
Yeah.
Have you always had the printer, or did you?
Yeah, we had the smaller version of this, and then we connected with Kyle about this version, and then I feel like every time we upgrade, like, so does Black and White, and so like we're just kind of like, hey, how's that one?
Incremental changes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to have someone you can ask about how did that go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to be able to print a label like on the fly and not have to purchase a whole roll and wait for that process. But I mean, it comes with its, headaches as well.
Yeah. Any piece of equipment I feel like that you have, there are always headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's like a typical day for somebody working in the roastery?
So we come in, we turn the roaster on, we let that guy warm up. We take a look at like if the day before was really busy, like we may not finish prepping the next day. So we'll finish that, which means just like prepping whatever, stickering whatever
Putting
bags.
stickers on bags, yeah.
Yeah. And then checking emails while the machine is warming up, getting ourselves some coffee. Emails are important to check in the morning because we get a lot of customers being like, I put the wrong address, or like, you know the deal.
Customer things.
Yeah, customer things. So just before we like fulfill everything, like we make sure that we're fulfilling the correct thing. If we come in at 8, we're probably roasting like by like 8:45. It just depends. On Monday, because we work Monday through Friday, we're fulfilling like end of day Friday through maybe Saturday. We kind of started capping things at 100 orders
Per day?
Per day, yeah. To kind of create a balanced week.
Yeah.
We will go beyond that if we need to, but it helps create like a nice balance to the week. So yeah, I feel like we turn on all the machines, put on a nice playlist. We mask up if we need to. Every time we bin, we also mask up because of green dust.
Yeah. And how long are you like roasting in the day? So if you're starting at like first batch 8:45, about how long is the like machine up running, putting batches through?
Probably till like no later than 1:30, depending on the day and like the season.
Do you have like a busiest season?
Yes, the holiday season. The holiday season we're probably roasting like 25 batches a day, which with a Loring 15 we have to change the chaff in the middle of that. So that takes a little bit longer. But we try to like look ahead as well. Like if like today was a little bit of a lighter day, and so we look at tomorrow and see if we can roast a little extra today for tomorrow, if tomorrow's going to be bigger. So we try to like help each other out in that way.
Get ahead of it a bit.
Yeah.
What would you say, because this is a small space, what's your biggest bottleneck in
oh my god
in this space?
I think where you're standing, like right here. So like again, like when we receive green coffee, we have to take all of these bins out or like push everything to the back.
Yeah.
And then like we don't really have a lot of like width to move the pallet stacker around. So it's just like, it's literally playing Tetris every time coffee arrives.
And how much coffee can you like fit up here? How many? It looks what, 2, 4, 6, 8 pallets?
8 pallets of 10. And then we also like will squeeze in like a few standing up bags on the sides.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
How often do you get new shipments of green?
I would say like at least twice to 3 times a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we can't store a lot here. We're taking out more often.
Constant rotation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And you said you do batches between like 7 pounds and 33 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Are those batch sizes? Do you have like consistent batch sizes for each coffee, or do you change batch sizes based on the order volume?
Yeah, so for blenders, we just consistently always do 33 pounds. And for like our single origins, we'll do 18 pounds if it's like not a super high-end coffee. And then our higher end coffees will do 7-pound batches unless we have more than that to roast. And so to prevent having to roast like multiple tiny ones, we'll do an 18-pound batch.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
What are your average roast times?
I would say 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Our 33-pound batches are a little bit longer, and that's something that I'm like trying to keep at 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Do you like max that to 100 then? Because
Yeah.
I feel like I've had trouble on the Lorings getting roasts below, I don't know, 11 and a half if you don't just like push it to 100 from the beginning.
We push it to 100 as soon as the door closes.
Yeah.
Like that little the hopper closing.
Yep.
And I think also like trying to toy around with maybe higher charge temps to create more energy without it tasting roasty. I haven't gotten there yet. We've kept our idle temps pretty consistent for both 33 and 18, and then we have a much lower, obviously, idle temp for the 7-pound batch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is hard to get that to get the 33-pound batch ones less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, some of them do end up being like 11, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the goal, is like trying to like experiment with shorter roast times.
Mm-hmm. And you have one machine. How many people do you have that, like roasters, do you have that operate the machine?
Currently, we have 4 total. Yeah.
Nice. And then do those 4 people kind of rotate into the other production positions?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. The goal is that we all can kind of do all the things so that we can help cover each other.
Yeah. If someone is sick.
Yeah, exactly.
For instance, or if somebody wants to take a vacation.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. And you have in here, even though it's a small space, you have kind of a fishbowl vibe with the cafe out there.
Yeah.
Do you like that vibe, or is it hard at times because people are staring at you, or what how do you feel now that you've been in this space for years?
It's okay. Yeah, I can feel a little intrusive sometimes, but I think for the most part it's kind of cool to see kids looking in, what are you doing? It used to also be really helpful because before we got busy in here, we would also hop on bar if the team was had a huge line, so it helped us see if they needed help.
Yeah. Do you have kind of a separation now between roastery and cafe, or do you still
more
have
so staff? But we're still pretty close.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, at this point, I think everyone who works in the roastery only works in the roastery. We used to have it so that they would have a shift or 2 on bar.
Yeah.
Just because it's important to know coffee.
Yeah. When I was, one of my favorite roastery jobs was when I was roasting 3 days a week and on bar 2 days a week, because you get to taste the coffee actually in situ, not just on the cupping table.
Yeah.
But speaking of cupping table, how do you guys do QC here? Do you bring in a table in here? Do you go out
we do it
into
out
the cafe?
there? Yeah. And then this is also kind of hard because you're right at the entrance of the cafe. And so when you're doing come with me
To the cupping lab.
come with me to the super loud cupping lab. So this is going to be exciting when we have our own space.
Yeah.
We'll have like a training room, which I'm so excited. But this is our cupping table. On the weekends, because we're not open in the roastery on the weekends, Mandela, who's our wholesale and education director, will host some public cuppings in there, so we bring this in there. USPS will come and pick up like right here. So
These are
there's like
outgoing
UPS.
orders.
Yeah. We usually have like a little barcode thing for USPS here. Which reminds me we need to print it, the manifest. But yeah, like we literally also have bins out here with green coffee. We're running out of room, and I think this is also a testament of like slimming down my menu options.
Yeah, fewer bins for fewer coffees.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but again, it's like one of those things where it's like it's just so much good coffee out there.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. And you have, I mean, this is a beautiful cafe. You have a lot of really amazing art. Do you plan, I mean, as you said, moving to a new facility, do you plan to have like artwork in that space as well?
Yeah. Maybe not as like, I don't know actually. Yes, we will have murals, but I'm trying to figure out, like, especially in the training lab, I think it'll probably be a little bit more abstract to not distract the mind and the eye. Yeah.
Very cool.
But we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, but it's very impressive what you've been able to accomplish in just this small area. Like,
I think so. I'm very proud of us.
Yeah. Roaster of the year, and doing 11,000 bags of coffee for standard.
Yeah, our fellow drop as well.
Oh, yeah.
And like, so yeah,
you're pushing the limits.
We are, but I think that's, I don't know, maybe also a testament of like we're all super small in there. Like maybe Val is like the tallest person on our team, so we're like, we can do it. We can like get into tight spaces and make it happen.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I feel like the thing is, or everybody's saying, you know, oh, you have to have the big, strong men to work in roasteries, but actually you don't. If you have a lift, if you have ways to do things, it's actually nicer to have small people who can move their way around, navigate around the smaller spaces.
Yeah.
Very cool. Neat.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say, thank you so much for this roastery tour. If you guys have questions for Areli, let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you see more videos. And we'll catch you next time. Cheers.
Adios.